I'm feeling cock of the hoop this weather, Ed, because no matter what way I predict this weather, it all seems to be going in my favour. Of course, it wasn't always that way.
Oh, you got 5 out of 5, Willie. Alright, I got 3 out of 5, so hopefully I can get 2 out of 2 in this one. But
at the first of the year, Ed, all was in our heads was a double for St Martin's, but now Rapparee Starlights have come into the equation. In relation to a double, how hard is it to achieve it in this day of modern times?
well, as I said the last day, it's very hard. You have to play 8 football and 8 hurling matches, and now the Martins will have to play 9 football matches, having drawn the last weekend, and I think it's very hard. And just a statistic there, the last 50 Senior Hurling Championships, Rathnewer have won 16, Owlert have won 13, and Buffers Alley have won 12, so that's 41 out of 50. Now, that didn't happen by accident. I think it's very hard to be a dual club. It's very hard to be a dual player when you come up against the Owlerts and the Buffers Alleys and the Rathnewers, who are totally focused on one court.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but like you have to deal or sort of the man that wants to play both games, like how can you tell him he can only play one, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, he has to be facilitated too, but the question you're asking is, it's very hard to be successful in both.
It is. Like I heard some St Martin's players were reputed to have said like that they just as soon like either win or lose last Sunday in the football, because there they are now and have another game thrown in for good measure, like, and too many games coming too quick, Ed.
It looks like it could get too congested for the Martins to try and win the double, but they are a very young team, young fit team, and they'll be more capable of doing it than any other team that has tried to do it with the amount of youth and athleticism in the squad. And I'd still give them a shout at doing it, but as I did say, it is very hard to win the two.
Yeah, when you see St Martin's in the more recent past here now, they haven't been as convincing as they had earlier on in the year, like when they walloped Owlert in the first round. Like they're only scraping by in their matches by a point or that in both the football and the hurling. Now, as you know and I know, they beat Buffers Alley by a point, but I'd share a little bit of the blame. Maybe the blame is too strong a word, but I felt the referee at 34 or 5 minutes should have blown that whistle in and given the two teams a chance to battle it out for the 20 minutes of extra time. How did you feel in relation to that?
Yeah, definitely. I actually wasn't at the match. Monica, you were playing at the same time, but I've since seen a video of it, and I thought the obvious thing to do was when the Martins equalised was to give a draw and go to extra time. But I think the Alley should have won that match. I did give them a great chance of winning it. You'd never want to rule out the battling qualities of Buffers Alley, and people were very naive to think that a team was going to steamroll a proud club like Buffers Alley.
Yeah, I was surprised actually the last evening that we previewed the quarter-final, and you were very adamant on the chances of Buffers Alley and where they were going, and I said to myself, hey, that's a way for a day at the races here, you know. I didn't fancy the Buffers Alley at all, but as you said, Morden held their own, and like a lot of people there thought that actually the Buffers Alley should have won that game. But getting back to the semi-final now anyhow with Gorey and St Martin's. Of course, we've said very little about Gorey so far, and I mean, Gorey played some fantastic hurling in the quarter-final against Aldgate, didn't they?
I actually got down to see the second match, the Aldgate Gorey match, and I sat on the open side, and it was Conor MacDonald's goal was a fantastic goal. I'd never sit on the open side, but I was delighted I did that day. I got a great view of the goal. It was a magnificent catch and a brilliant finish, and like if he hits the form that he hit that night, it's very hard to stop a player like Conor MacDonald. And you know, I'm actually tipping the Martins to win it, but if Conor MacDonald reproduces that form, you'd have to give Gorey a great chance.
Well, Ed, with due respect to Aldgate, there is a little bit of a step up in class here against St Martin's. Like, you know, he's going to come up against Willie Devericks and Jack O'Connor and Patrick O'Connor, and them lads that have huge experience and they do great covering for one another and all the rest. But as you say, Conor MacDonald on his day is capable of beating any team at any level. But whether Gorey are going to have sufficient power all over the rest of the field, I mean, them Doyle boys, Aidan, Padraig, and I think there's a Sean as well, and you have the two Edwards there in the full back, or the two Traverses, sorry, in the full back line. Barry Kinston in the goal. I saw Barry playing Junior B football district semi-final last weekend, and he was every bit as enthusiastic I suppose when you have the passion, it don't really matter what grade you're playing at, do it?
No, that is the truth. And you didn't mention the Malloy brothers. One of them is minor, the other is just out of minor. I think they're great prospects. They're very, very good tight markers. They can do a job. I expect Gary Malloy to pick up Rory O'Connor, and I think that'll be an intriguing clash. That will, the two of them the same age, and I still am giving Gorey a slight chance, provided that Conor McDonald hits the heights that he hit the last day. I think if he plays like he did the last day, he's very hard to stop.
Yeah, well, I'm feeling a little bit, I don't know exactly how I'm feeling. I'm saying to myself, have Gorey the conviction that they think it's possible to be playing in a county senior hurling final, and this is the one little doubt I'd have. Are they capable of rising another notch, as they will have to do on this occasion? And for that reason, my vote is hesitantly going to St Martin's, because I think they've been there and done that, and they've a lot of inter-county players and all the rest. The only thing, fatigue might set in, but then Gorey had a hectic campaign as well. So they were in the intermediate A football final, and a rousing game we got last Friday night as well. So they're equally going to be as tired, I suppose.
What people seem to forget about the Martins is they've played 7 Senior Hurling Championship matches this year. They've played 6 Senior Football Championship matches. They've about 11 of the starting team have played under 21 and 1 under 21. They had 9 fellas on the Wexford under 21 panel. They had 6 or 7 on the Wexford Senior panel. That's a lot of going since last January. And like you take Rory O'Connor, Conor Fairman, them lads played in an All-Ireland with St Peter's this year. So Rory O'Connor has probably played with 5 or 6 different teams this year, and that's a lot of going. So you're on about fatigue. Of course he's going to be fatigued, but I still think they'll get over the line in this one.
Yeah, well, I would agree with you as well. But as I say, Gorey are there with a right good chance, and at the first of the year, sure, there wasn't too many predicting that Naomh Éanna were going to be in a county senior hurling semi-final, and irrespective of how the results goes, they've had a great season, and let's hope to continue. I mean, they won under 14 hurling there last Saturday morning as well, and they were very proud of that one. And of course, if you're having it at a younger level, it's going to be hard to keep producing teams at that, isn't it?
That's true, and the one juvenile as well. They're definitely a club on the up, and it's actually great to see a town team on the up. And as I said last week, you need hurling in the towns for Wexford to be successful again. And hopefully, with the success of Gorey and Rapparees and Harriers underage, hopefully success will follow in Wexford.
Yeah.